Alrighty, team, we did it. We're back.
Yeah.
Yay!
Yo.
So there's let me switch to roll 20 actually. There is some weird bat leather wing noises in the distance.
Yeah.
Do we see
What do you guys
anything?
do?
Or just
Let's go
hear
check
it?
it out.
Let's check the weather first, real quick.
Okay. I cast Druidcraft again.
You cast it, and not only like you get your little lightning bolt again, but like you can also hear in the distance thunder rattling out from the storm.
It's definitely coming towards us.
Um,
Can we see
I
what this thing is making noise?
You can make some perception checks.
Yeah.
Is
Okay.
it a natural storm?
Roll me Arcana.
I feel like I would know. I don't know. Would I know normal weather enough, like living outside?
Yeah, like Calithra's at a disadvantage, because like what even is rain?
No, I would totally
Yeah.
be at an advantage because the only way we would get weather is if it was spells, so I would know what a magical weather spell looks like. We have we grow things other than fungus, I'm sure.
I want to do just a normal nature check just to see what I can perceive from it.
Yes. Nature, I will.
No, it's rain.
It's like some stuff falling from the sky. It happens sometimes. I don't know why
Can I
everybody.
make a nature?
Yes, it'll be easier for you because you're.
Okay. And then what does my perception tell me about this animal thing?
Oh my gosh, we're
Goodness.
rolling really well on our advantage, but we don't have advantage.
Yeah. So here's what you know, Britt. You know that this rain is rain. It's probably wet. It's probably falling quite some distance to get to the ground. It seems like a storm. Probably.
I can't stop explaining the weather.
I just repeat that to the party and say, listen, because I was trained by the druids,
I can't. I'm just not.
I know that this is rain, and it does fall very far. And it will get us wet. And, it's coming towards us, so in the next 24 hours, we will get more wet. And there will be lightning, and that's how rain works. I don't know if you guys knew that, because I'm a druid, so I know things.
Lisa does go like full Miss Frizzle and drop a knowledge bomb on you and tells you that the water that's falling from the sky evaporated from the ground.
I don't know if you know what precipitation is. And I'd like to point out, if everyone can just look up and toward the direction we were heading in, those are cumulonimbus clouds. They're large, round, puffy shaped. They're full of rain. They're just full of rain.
Calithra is honestly dumbfounded by this thought and thinks that she's making it up. Because
When I say this, I just like stroke my scarf, just the clouds.
She adjusts her
who
imaginary
you are
glasses.
is the little old seeing lady from Harry Potter. That's who you are. I don't know the character because I'm not a Harry Potter head or whatever you call it. I was gonna say something else, but
Okay, so with that being said,
By the way, I know I'm being irritating, but I'm really enjoying being unnecessarily condescending to them for a minute. So how about this perception?
Yeah, this perception, the thing that's like slightly more important.
Yeah, I'm very curious.
So the druids didn't teach you much that like isn't readily obvious about rain, but they did teach you about wildlife, and it sounds like a giant bat. Several giant bats.
Lots of giant bats.
that sounds like the nope direction.
Can we see them at all, or can they
Not
hear
yet.
us?
They can echolocate you.
Oh,
You can go Miss Frizzle on that too if you want. Explain that to your friend.
no, that's something from the Underdark that I would understand implicitly well.
Well, I do have speak with animals, so
I think let's
Let's not talk with the giant bats.
let's avoid the water and a fight all at the same time while we're not.
you don't think they're gonna invite us into their cave for a cup of tea?
How well have we done really with strange animals that have come across our path?
I mean, it's true. It's a fact, but everybody knows bats are truly the friendliest creatures.
Fruit bats out of game are actually really cute.
They're very soft and quiet, and they're a little shy. They're closed off, and then once you make friends with them, they whoosh open up to you, and they're amazing. Ta-da! But if you guys feel like maybe they'll kill us, yeah, we can go there.
Like there's a slight chance that they'll murder us in our sleep. Cool. So I suggest
I
then.
really want to explore it, but I get it. And since the lizard's not here,
Yeah.
I mean, can I like creep over? Like, where are they? Where are they? Are they in a cave? Like,
I
where
mean,
are
yeah, they probably live around here, so let's wait till the storm passes and come back. Because we're gonna have to come back this way anyway.
I
Nope.
really don't appreciate you doing this to me because I know what you're doing. So don't say shit that I know you're not meaning.
No, we really do have to come back this way.
Yeah, but I know you're not gonna stop in that cave.
I mean, if we're all feeling really good and it's gonna make me feel stronger if we do, then I'm all for it.
Okay,
I just don't feel like this is the time.
it's fine. We should get away from the storm.
Are we
And
agreeing to go to Red Cross then?
yeah, this child's
Yeah.
probably scared too because he doesn't like water. So I want to take care of that kid.
Okay, well, I make sure that
Let's go.
I'm in my super awesome robes before we go into any city, and I am priesty.
I don't know which hex to go into. I would go into whichever one that I know would have a bridge to get across the river. So it doesn't matter.
Okay. Let's see. Red Cross has a crossing along that
Okay, so we'll go there.
line. Can you roll me that D8 plus D12 again?
15. Where the hell were these rolls in the damn dungeon?
Right?
Curious. So, as you leave like the swampy area and go to head to the hills, everybody give me a perception check.
Are you serious?
I'm gonna use. Never mind.
Because
I'm gonna use my perception ability.
Ah.
You're as perceptive as I am. Go elf sight. Yes. Superior
So,
elf.
only Zisa hears this. You hear something behind you, coming behind you, and it's making this odd noise that sounds like a sucking squelch, and then a pop, and then a thud, and that's what his footsteps sound like.
That's a big thing.
I love
Well, we don't-
that. Okay, so I'm turned around and I'm like, and I look at them.
What,
Do I notice
what are you
her
looking
turn
at?
around?
What are you looking at?
Did you not hear that sound?
What do you hear? What is it?
Do we start hearing it when she points it out?
Well,
Very distantly, Zisa, you know that this is, well, it's some sort of pseudopod noise.
Being from the area, what?
Pseudo-
Can I do a history check being from the area to see if I remember anything like that being around?
Yes. Yes.
something's walking
God,
towards
what the
us.
f-
This is some backcountry nonsense that you don't know shit about.
I remember the town is that way.
We had not had a long rest, correct?
No.
No.
Okay. Just making sure.
So something sticky sounding is coming. It sounds big.
Can anyone
And,
Can we escape it? Can we just leave?
can anyone hide us?
I already cast pass.
I have passed without a trace.
Yes.
Mm-mm-mm.
Cast that.
So do you guys like get low and like stay still for a bit as this thing passes, or like
Yeah,
what?
yeah. Guys, we should just like back it up and hold on.
I tell the child that if he utters a single sound, that I'm gonna remove one of his eyeballs.
I just
And I look at him and just go,
I try to, as quickly as I can, wherever we are when we've noticed that we hear it, just find wherever the most covered looking area is, and get us to that area for us to try to just hide.
Yeah, so you're able to find like some bushes or something to duck down into. And you guys hold still underneath this spell in your stealth, and this big like fungal giant wades. Rob's shaking his head is making me laugh. And it just kind of wades through, and like every time it pulls its foot up, it makes this like squelching, sucking noise as it pops free of the ground, and then it thuds back down with every footstep, and it just kind of like wades past you guys.
I think to myself as it's passing by, you are so effing lucky that Alizarin is not here. Because we would kick your ass, because I would stab the fuck out of you because I want your XP.
And it just kind of like wanders back into the swamp, and it's leaving like a dust cloud of spores behind it.
Gross.
Okay, so as I
do we
I
not
let
wanna
it
talk
I let
to
it
that-
go out of I
Does
let
it
it
seem
go.
to be mad or mean? Is it gonna like definitely
Don't you dare try and talk to it! No!
Um,
No, stop it. It's not it's not a deer. It's not a bunny rabbit. It's not Thumper. We're not talking to the swamp
You
monster.
never let me talk to anyone.
No. Bad dragon.
God. How is everyone gonna see how nice my scarf is? If we don't
There's a
talk-
whole town of people to show your scarf. We can show a whole town.
Just because he's big and he sounds horrifying doesn't mean that he is. Don't judge a book by its cover. Okay.
You say to the drow? Really?
Fine, whatever, but he's
I cast
probably great.
I cast Minor Illusion to create like this little like tiny swarm of butterflies and have them just like slowly like just I guess flutter around Zisa to kind of maybe subconsciously put her in a good mood and distract her from the fungal thing.
I realize you're trying to distract me, but I do enjoy the butterflies. So I guess it's fine because I don't want to get everyone hurt, and I would feel really guilty if we all died again and Alizarin came back with dead bodies. And Felton. I'll let it go. But I make a mental note that when I come back, I'm going to talk to those bats, and then I'm going to go talk to that fungi.
Fair. That's very fair.
Fun.
Just
Fun
saying,
guy.
they're each gonna want to kill you, but we'll just kill them. But if you want to try to talk to them first, I mean, that's your prerogative.
We should always try to talk to them first. Why would we kill something if it wants to be friends with us? You just kill everything. You just want to kill stuff because you want points.
Because if we attack first, then we get extra damage.
If we attack first, we don't get to make friends or receive
I
information.
mean, that's a fair trade.
I have the only friend I need, and that is Loth.
No one wants to be your friend, anyways. I'm really mostly talking about myself.
As they argue, I start putting the wagon back on course.
All right, let's go. Let's just keep going.
This is never ending. Like, whatever.
All right.
Loth
So
loves me.
you are making the crossing to Red Cross?
I guess so. We don't want to get caught up in a unconfirmed, non-magical storm. I wish I'd know if it was magical. Urgh, I hate.
I mean, you gotta make them rolls. I can't.
Can I make a roll again? Do I have time? Every time we go to a new hex, can I make a roll and see if it's magic?
No, you've already failed it.
I thought I rolled and realized it was just rain.
You rolled like a 9.
Oh.
Oh, you don't. Unconfirmed, like.
I mean, make of that what you will, but you rolled a 9. And you
Wait.
That's right.
Oh, I did roll a 9.
Can you talk to animals?
Yeah, I can.
Why
I've been
don't
trying to this whole time.
Why don't you like do that?
You could
I'm
talk to
gonna fucking breath
animals?
weapon you if you
We
don't.
could have talked our way out of so many fights by now.
Find out if the rain is real. Ask the birds. Do the birds know if it's real rain or is it like fake rain? Can they tell you?
I only know what the druids taught me, okay?
All right, so I crossed into Red Cross Hex.
Does the
Okay.
kid know? Can I ask the kid? What kind of rain is that?
The kind that hurts.
He doesn't like rain. He likes fire. What?
I still feel that this little bastard knows more than he's letting on, and this is all just like one big act.
He doesn't know anything. He's literally a dead, just like a body ghost, dead kid with feathers inside him, and he eats fire. He doesn't know anything.
So as we approach the city, if
And he
this
really
is,
likes pork buns. Like,
does he still have his pork bun?
no, well, we put the spices on it. I think maybe he doesn't have it.
I mean,
Um,
until you take it away, he's just gonna carry it
But
around.
it's not raining on us yet, is it?
No.
It's got like a couple
It's
spots
still
of like
dry.
green mildew on it. um,
Some of those spores that came off the fungus are just stuck to it.
yeah, that's where the spores really came from. So as we approach the city, I kind of get off the pony and kind of walk around the backside of the wagon and start telling Felton that we're going to be entering a town so that we can avoid the water. There's going to be lots and lots of people here, so don't get lost, because Nazara's going to be really mad if you get lost and she has to come find you. So stay close to us, and everything will be fine.
Okay.
Cool.
Sick.
So, is there any sort of wall around the town, or is it just open roads into the town?
It's Red Cross it has some walls. It has a lot of gates though. All of the gates are like guarded. It's a big kind of intersection of commerce, as you know,
Mm-hmm.
being somebody that worked Thieves Guild there. It's kind of like a country retreat for a lot of the nobles and rich people in Prewin,
Mm-hmm.
the capital.
Mm-hmm. Okay, cool. So then I'll stay on foot, and then just guide the ponies in the wagon into town then with everybody else in the wagon.
Okay. Yeah.
I just realized we have an extra pony that no one's riding, because the lizard was on it. So is somebody just hanging on to him so he can walk along the
mean,
side of the
If you
wagon?
just have like a
You
rope,
could just
ponies will
tie
just
him
walk
to the
with
cart.
you. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, that's fine. Okay,
Ponies
sorry.
get it. Ponies get it. Let's
Okay.
go.
All right, so we'll walk into town.
All right. Yeah, a couple of people don't acknowledge you openly, Alorian, but they kind of give you the side eye, like, you're back. But they don't come
Yeah.
up to you like, hey,
Yeah.
buddy.
I walk into town like
What do you
with
mean the
my
den of thieves don't openly acknowledge each other
Right.
in broad daylight? Like,
Hey, you still owe me that money, though. What's
Right.
up?
I walk into town probably like the straightest up that I've ever walked, and like with my held unusually high.
do I notice that he's acting weirder than normal elves act?
Is it weird to act proud?
For you, yeah. You're usually like, I'm stealthed. Everywhere we go, you're stealth, and now you're like, I'm out in the open. So yeah, that kind of goes against your being. That's weird for you.
That's a fair point.
I guess as we approached, I would have told them then, because Zisa already knew this because we met out here. I guess I forgot Calithra didn't know this.
Yeah.
But as we approach, I tell her that this is my hometown. I know where to go. Everybody just kind of chillax, and we'll hang out here till the storm passes.
Okay. So you can get us a place to stay for free then, is what I'm hearing.
That's the goal.
Nice.
After you.
Because I forgot we met up with you after we were here
Yeah,
originally.
no, I just kind of was like, you're doing this? I'm doing
Yeah. So, I walk into town, go to where I would know the stables are,
Mm-hmm.
to dock the horses and wagon. um, as I'm approaching, I'm like, Henry, what's up? How you been? I'm assuming the stables guy's name is Henry.
Sure.
And proceed to have, on purpose, a very short time of small talk with him. I'm not trying to hang around. But tell him that I'm in town for a day or two and be a good chap and look after my shit.
So he agrees to that. There's probably some pricing for stabling horses.
That I'm assuming I would potentially have a discount on, being me from this town, knowing these people.
Roll persuasion for me.
Sure. With inspiration.
Okay.
Give me my discount! Maybe. I don't know.
He could be like, I don't care how
I forgot
charming
you
you are.
said inspiration, and I was like, bro, that's an 8 though.
Yeah.
Calm down.
Right. Yeah.
But no, it's a 17. So he's like, oh, it's so nice to see a familiar face. And he starts rattling off about his daughter and her impending marriage and some other things that Lorian's probably not terribly interested in.
Right. But I make the small talk and be like, yeah.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that mean you'd have to roll a persuasion like as well again to pretend to be interested?
That would be deception, maybe.
So.
I can roll deception if I need to, but
I don't think it's that critical
Okay.
that we need to
Alright.
roll for it. Gosh, how much is stabling a horse? Is it in the player's handbook? It's probably in the player's handbook. Whatever, we'll sort it out later. I don't want to spend.
yeah, just we'll figure it out after, and I'll deduct the money.
I don't want to spend our last
It's not
half
that.
hour
Yeah, that's fine.
figuring out how much it is to like stable your horse. Nobody cares.
Right.
Nobody cares.
I mean, it's not.
We're
that.
kind of trying to save the planet. Maybe you can save our horses for us.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. Feed my horses and pick up their shit. I'll be back tomorrow.
Righto. We'll do that thing.
So, I wrap up the small talk, tell him it was good seeing you. I'll catch up with you again soon. Best wishes to your daughter and her soon-to-be newlywed. And start making sure that everyone knows to stick close to me, not to lag like behind. Let's walk as a group.
I don't understand. Don't the women just choose their mates? What is this marriage?
I'll explain the 20th century to you later. Or whatever century we're in. Whatever one's
women
part.
just choose like who they want and then cast.
It's a mutual situation.
This concept is totally boggling to Calithra. She's like, "What?
Here on the
they
surface.
decide to get married together? Like,
Yeah.
the...
Yeah, like both people are happy in the marriage. Yeah.
She thinks that you're joking for a little, and then it slowly kind of dawns on her that, wow, no, you're serious. That sounds awful.
But see, because then the guy actually wants to be with her and isn't forced to be.
Who wouldn't want to be with me?
I mean...
And Henry kind of raises his hand.
I will smite you.
So team, and I kind of group everybody together. Stay close. Calithra, if you want, later this evening we'll discuss more about the birds and the bees of the surface people.
She seems genuinely interested in that.
Yeah, and so I then start walking us to the more residential location in the town, like the stuff that's kind of a more district for the nicer homes, I should say. Obviously heading somewhere that I know I'm going and not just meandering.
Yep. So Lorian is walking with purpose.
Lorian, is there somewhere within this town where I could purchase a messenger to update the status of our mission to my family?
There certainly is. I would suggest that we settle in first, and then I will leave with you and show you where that is, and leave Cisa and Felton at our home for the evening, while I show you where that location is.
Weird.
I f-
Lithra's very
I
emotional.
I lean into her and I'm like, we need to get the kid off the street as soon as we can.
Right. I
And
look down at the
and
child.
and
I'm
also
hungry.
and and also we we haven't spent any time alone yet.
I look at him and gauge if he's
Face.
curious.
I'm
Calligra is
feeling
like, "Oh,
I'm feeling much more cheeky. Illyrian's feeling much more cheeky at home. Like he's very in his space right now.
I feel like I should almost like need a constitution save at that from either fainting or vomiting. But then again, it's not uncommon for drow to couple with other races.
I mean, that's what I say. You can do with it what you want.
I'm gonna choose to. Blech.
Cool.
There's a wedding and I am not the flower dragon. I'm gonna be pissed.
You can use druidcraft to randomly blossom flowers.
That's why I said that, because I can just make them.
Before we go on planning Calithra and Alorian's wedding that's never gonna happen,
I don't really care about your wedding. I just want to make flowers and have a reason.
can we try and find
Fill up my
like, a
star.
hotel somewhere I find an innkeeper and cast charm person and make them give us a room for free, possibly?
We won't need
It's
to.
only an hour-long spell. They would catch on to that.
Let's not, because they know afterwards that they've been charmed. Um,
Yeah.
no, I've got room and board covered. I'm pretty sure. So I walk through town, make sure I check behind me literally probably every like minute or two to make sure all of my companions are still following me close behind. As one of them likes to just randomly split off without telling
I
people.
don't know what you're talking about.
As I approach what I assume to be a rather fine-looking home of noble architecture,
mhm.
and walk up to the stoop, kind of scrape my shoes off as well as I'm approaching the door, and knock on the knocker.
So after a brief wait, a man opens the door wearing the livery of House Newick. It's like purple with like gold detailing. And he kind of looks you up and down and he says, "Ah, Master Lorian, you've returned."
Calithra's jaw proceeds to droppeth. Master Alorian?
Sir Wadsworth, not sir.
Sir Wadsworth?
Yeah,
That
his name's
cannot be his name.
Yeah,
He's
his name's-
literally a giant wad. I'm done.
His name's Wadsworth. Well, I wouldn't call him sir though. What would I call him? A servant?
You would just say
Mister?
Wadsworth.
Wadsworth. It's probably afternoon or eveningish by now. Good evening, Wadsworth. It's good to see you, friend. Is Lady Euthymia at home?
I shall inquire. If you would please take a seat in this parlor. And he like leads you to some room.
And I step to the side to allow people in first, and I'm like motioning them to like just scrape their feet off before they go inside.
Can I fit in this? This is all normal.
I do
size,
no
right?
such thing.
You can fit in the door because it's pretty big.
Yeah,
But when you go to this room, like all of the furniture is like way too small and delicate for a
Just
dragon to sit on it.
Looking around. I try to sit on one chair and it like creaks a little bit, so I just stand up and I'm just gonna hang out here.
Yeah, just go stand like in the corner area.
Why don't you turn into a goat? comfortable. Trying to get her to ram stuff in a fancy place.
I tell her to go stand by the super duper tall grandfather clock to maybe have it make her seem shorter than she actually is.
I walk over to it and I try to lean on it to be cool, and it starts leaning, so I let go.
No.
And then I just decide not to touch anything. I'm not going to touch anything. Smooth my handkerchief.
Zita is like straight up pulling the china shop
Yeah,
right now.
exactly.
Just trying to
And a
get, just
handkerchief.
bringing my
So,
tail around. Okay. Just going to stand here. Just
I notice like Calitha just kind of standing by the fireplace looking bitchy, and I motioned to see if she would like to sit or anything, or if she's just gonna kind of stand there.
No, I'm kind of overlooking the room and realizing that our tiefling friend would love to be here, and I mentioned that. I said she would love this. Kind of looking off into the distance, reflectively.
I sit on one of the sofas and motion for Felton to like pat the sofa next to me for him to come sit down.
Yeah, you look for Felton and he's like literally sitting in the fireplace.
Okay.
He's just kind of like, oh, it's so
he's
nice
so
here.
happy.
Okay, then I let him stay there then if I saw him there.
He loves it. He loves it.
Okay, and then I just wait.
So after a few moments,
Oh, I forgot to desecrate the last place we were in. No. Sorry.
it's just Calitha things.
Yeah.
So after a few moments, the butler opens the door and bows slightly and says, "Lady Euthymia Newick." And this woman sweeps in, and she's got blonde hair, and it's like in this updo, this elaborate updo with like a black feather sticking out of it. She's wearing a long black gown, and black gloves that go up to the elbow. And she kind of saunters into the room and like strikes a little like mini pose, and she says, "Alorian, I haven't seen you in so long. It's been
Okay.
forever."
As she enters the room, I get up and kind of stride to her and take her hand, which I'm assuming she puts her hand out.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and I take her hand and kind of bow and give it a little smooch. And mention that yes, it's been far, far too long. My travels have kept me away for much longer than I would have liked to have been away for.
I'm comically keeping an eye on our dragon friend as all of this is going on.
I am loving and dying for those gloves.
You say that?
I'm trying to wait because this appears to be a fancy situation.
She's like, those would look so good with my scarf.
I want to ask if she has any more that will fit my dragon arms and will match my handkerchief.
Lorian,
So I'm just kind of looking at them and waiting.
as you're kissing her hand, you notice it kind of like stiffens a bit as she looks past you at like all the rest of these fucking people in her parlor.
Yeah.
The Dragonborn, the drow, and the kids sitting in the burning fireplace, and she's just like,
And I'm just kind of like trying to show her how great my arms are for like gloves and what.
And how bare they are currently. Like. So I realize that she's kind of jolted to look behind me, and I mentioned that I've accumulated some friends in my recent travels. They are not of the normal appearing sort, obviously.
I am High Priestess Calithra Choslin, first born to Matron Choslin of Inye Nalor.
That's one of my party members.
I see.
Now
I wait for her to bow.
She just kind of
Doesn't
looks you
happen.
up and down and like arches an eyebrow.
I do the same to her, because I'm nobility. A girl, come at me. I will outnoble the fuck out of you.
And when that happens, I lean in and smile real big and stick out my hand and I say, Zisa, nice to meet you.
She kind of like it's startled. She says, "Charmed, I'm sure."
Great. Love your gloves. Love them.
Why are we burning a child in my parlor?
Is the fire lit?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's why he's
Oh, I thought he was just like sitting in soot.
He loves it.
No, he's in the fire.
Yes. Well, that's a conversation that we will definitely have soon. Um,
I smile in recognition of the fact that she isn't alarmed or dainty or thrown off by this fact, so clearly she's done something like this before. You are not as high and mighty as you think. You're in some dirty shit, lady. I can see that all over your face. Your nobility act just got dropped. I win. I'm Calithra.
I just ask her, I just say, do your children not sit inside fire?
Dragon, right? Normal.
Right. She's just like, I don't even see what's wrong with this picture.
What
He,
what do you mean, why?
I mentioned to her just to kind of move the conversation along that he's of the enchanted sort, and
Ah,
yes, and that the details of which we can discuss at a later time. I've come to ask if we may reside here for the night, with having this young man in our company. I would greatly appreciate the opportunity to stay here rather than an inn to keep him out of the public's eye, as I'm assuming you would realize that the majority of people would find this rather odd. But you being of such worldly exposure, um,
hmm. I mean, I've seen stranger things, of course. She kind of looks around at all of you and she says, I suppose I can put you up for a time. Can you give me a persuasion check with advantage because you guys are friends?
I stare at her. Does she have any markings of
23.
magic? Like, is she a wizard?
She
seems
doesn't
very
have any, like,
wizardy.
she doesn't have any like distinctive magical markings. She does she does allow you guys to stay in her place for free for the duration of your stay.
Nice.
Well, for free for everybody but Elorian, and we all know what he's paying.
Ha
Hey,
Um,
ha.
that's
I
what it's like in the Underdark, I say. And then
I
nails in hand for high five.
I thank her for her always admirable hospitality, and ask her if it was too much trouble for her cook to make dinner for everyone at such short notice, or should we find an inn for dinner, or do you think that you'd be able to manage, or your cook would be able to manage us for the evening?
My cook is quite talented. I'm sure they'll be fine.
I know. Usually it's just the two of us that she's preparing meals for, though. By the way, is Lord Newick in this evening?
She kind of gives you a funny look and gestures down to her black gown. And she says, "My husband is dead. Why do you think I'm so happy to see you?"
When did this happen?
Quite recently, actually.
Oh, that's
It's only
terrible.
been about a week or so.
That's such unfortunate news.
I'm starting to like
Do
this
you
game.
need a funeral? He does. For the price of a pair of gloves, of course.
I think we're good on the funeral service that completed a couple of days ago.
Well, if I see any spare dry leaves floating around, I will burn them for you.
Looks like her
She
husband's
looks so
casket
fucking
isn't the
confused.
only hot one she's getting tonight.
I I meant I'm
Who said that?
I mentioned to her that my dragonkin friend is a druid of the forest, so her mannerisms could be quite curious to those who are not accustomed to such behavior.
Hmm. Well,
So I ask Wadsworth to please, if the ladies of the house seems it's okay for him to show everyone to their rooms so that we can tidy up for dinner.
of course, sir.
Um,
So,
Her husband may be dead, but she can still raise your bones. I'm not. I'm done. I'm done.
um,
I'm done. I'm sorry.
I asked Clither how long she thinks it would take. The messenger, uh, the messenger pigeon. What would you call it?
A raven?
Coop the coop, the bird coop, is not far from here. Do you think that it would take you long to send this message? Can we be back in time
No,
for dinner?
I pretty much just go. Yeah, as long as it's short nearby, I'm pretty much just going to iterate things to.
Okay, I walk outside with her and be like, it's down the road, take a right, take a left. It's the third door on your right.
I go in typical Calithra fashion, try to intimidate as many people as possible along the way, and send a letter to my mother saying that this is what's happening, and then come back.
Yeah, as you walk around, Red Cross is not quite as cosmopolitan as Prewin, but it's like a decently modern city as far as these things go. And people give you odd looks, but nobody is like terrified. They're just like, oh, I've never seen an elf like that before. Elves.
Ugh, humans are gross. Surface people are gross. Everything's gross. I'm better than all of you. Yeah, that's. I go back in time for dinner, and I make sure to change into different robes that are fancy, because I have 2 sets of fancy robes. So then I'm probably gonna have to buy more or steal some from her.
While she's gone, and while Zisa and Felton are getting settled into their rooms, I'll visit the lady of the house.
Yeah, while
if-
he's doing that, I'm just standing in front of a mirror trying to see how many different ways I can tie the scarf around myself. I think there's like maybe a better way to do it. for
like how to
dinner.
do it, yeah, how to like best present yourself for dinner.
Yeah, and then seeing what Felton thinks. I end up on deciding to tie it around like a kerchief with like a bow on the top.
So I'll visit her and thank her again now that we're kind of alone. Thank her verbally, and divulge to her more really super duper duper general information about like why we're here and what we're doing, not like details about the actual mission, but just to give her a general idea so she's not completely freaked out. Um, and mention that we're waiting for a nearby storm to pass so we can head northeast on our journeys. And I mentioned that I'm gonna go clean up for dinner and that I will see her later this evening and give her a smirk.
She kind of gives you a wink. Yeah. So let's kind of like close out there on
No, it's not already time.
on the eve of a fancy dinner.
Yeah.
When we come back next week, our good missing friend might have just been living the life this whole time. We'll see.
Oh, she's gonna be so happy.
She absolutely would have like eaten half the feast before you guys even get to dinner. That's a very important thing to do.
Right.
Yeah, she's so happy here. Calithra
Cool.
has weird feelings about surface people now. I don't know what I'm gonna do with that.
Yeah.
And we have the most fabulous druid that ever lived.
It's true.
Out of all of the Dungeons and Dragons campaigns I've watched or been a part of, I've never had a fabulous druid.
Thank you.
Ugh.
I try.
Yeah.
Well, for someone who's never roleplayed before, like if I had come into this campaign at like midway through, I would have never known that you hadn't played Dungeons and Dragons because you're natural.
Oh, thank
Yeah.
You're
you.
really,
You
you
just
were
spent like 3 hours
really.
pretending.
No, you are like legit. It's scary how quickly you're picking this up.
I want to be a dragon.
You are the dragon. You.
I am the dragon. And I am going to find a pair of those gloves, and you know I'm going to wear them until they fall off of my dragon hands. And
Now
if
we
I
need-
become a goat, those gloves are going to be on my goat arms.
Along with the handkerchief was around your neck still.
Yeah.
The handkerchief would look so cute tied around a little goat.
Oh, I wonder if my handkerchief
OMG.
changes sizes. Like it's big enough for a bear, but what if I turn into like a little frog? Is it gonna like shrink with my frog body? Oh no.
Because I find it hilarious. Yes, I think
DM
I think you
magic.
can do that.
Love
I gotta
DM
get some
magic.
gloves so I can wear the gloves as like a bear and wear the
it was like a magically, it's not a magic handkerchief, but it was of divine. It was in a divine location.
It's a
Maybe
divine handkerchief. It's truly divine.
that's a different divine, but yes.
Yikes. All right, team. Let's get through some beliefs and instincts. Did anybody feel like they played to their belief or instinct today?
For the first time, I don't think Califra earns her everybody sucks card.
Yeah, in fact, you might need to rewrite that. Like maybe there are some things that don't suck that aren't drow.
We'll see. I'm gonna see how that plays out through the next campaign. But yeah, Calithra definitely is having weird feelings.
She
I don't
has feelings.
understand.
Just the fact that she's having feelings is big enough.
I mean, I don't know. No, because I let them convince me not to go to the bats and stuff. But I mean, and I didn't. I helped. Like I helped Elorian when he was dying, but I didn't help anyone outside of our group. So I don't know. I mean, I still have inspiration from before, so. I guess.
Oh, then it doesn't matter. It's a moot point. Rob?
Moot.
I didn't steal from anybody, as far as trusting the motives of Calithra.
Wait, I did destroy a goddess for Loth.
You did.
That should count towards inspiration.
Yes.
Yeah.
I will grant you inspiration because you smashed the hell out of that statue and you were like, no, I almost brought her back to life. That's not what we're here for.
Yep.
Praise Loth.
And
Rob?
I can't at the moment think of a specific time when I especially did not trust the motive of Calithra. I just
it was
always
the first time that she kind of didn't oppose you, so there was nothing to mistrust.
Yeah, so maybe I'll have to adjust that for next week too. If Calithra's is adjusting, mine might have to adjust as well.
Yeah, just think about that over the next week.
I will probably adjust as well. You'll all adjust.
Let's do some outros, starting with Rob.
Hi everybody, I'm Rob. Follow me on Twitter at @Tarwins if you want. And thanks everybody so much for watching. You can follow Jess at Silden on Twitter with 2 N's at the end since she's not here to shout out herself. She will be back with us next week, and she appreciates everyone as well for hanging out with us and having fun and laughing and enjoying our shenanigans along with us every week.
Yes, and check out her art because she's an amazing artist.
Yes,
True.
you can click on her Tumblr via her Twitter page. She's an awesome artist. Maybe if you ask her very nicely, she'll add the handkerchief to your illustration for your dragon. And then it'll be immortalized.
I need like a Zisa paper doll is what I need her to make for me. Add things.
Where you
to
add the little pieces to it? Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, and
I loved that when I was a kid.
That's a good idea.
Britt, who are you?
Hello, I'm Britt Wiseman on the internet and in real life. I'm not on Twitch weekly, but our dear Queen Sunflower Anna Proster is, and I'm behind the scenes working on it. So on Fridays at 1 p.m., if you're free, come hang out with us and learn about all the cool stuff that's happening on Twitch. Otherwise, have an awesome week, and we'll see you next Wednesday. And thanks for watching. And thanks for being a great chat and super helpful and super fun.
yeah, chat was awesome today.
Chat makes you guys are awesome and I love playing this game and I think it would be super fun to play not with chat, but with chat. It is just another awesome piece of it. And I think it brings a lot to the playing. So thank you guys. And thank you for always helping me know what the hell to do because I'm still learning the rules.
Prophecy chat is best chat.
Yes.
True story.
Confirmed.
Yeah.
I used to have a whole bunch of titles, but I got rid of all of them. Now I'm a full-time streamer here on Twitch, and I'm partnered. Come check out my channel and praise Loth. Thanks.
All right. And I am Najo Tikor, aka Tristere, the DM of this here thing. as you have learned today, I'm awfully nice to my players, but sometimes I'm capricious as fuck, and I'm just like, hey, you guys all almost died. Wasn't that great? That was great. I had
Yeah,
a good
I'm
time.
definitely making a backup character sheet now because that was like almost total party wipe, and we would have been like, well,
But I gave you the jar of awesome goo. I was like, yeah, let me put this. I mean, if they like fail their perception and don't get it and like die at the end, it's not my fault. But it all worked out, so it's great.
Yay!
But
Barely.
barely.
when I'm not doing this, I am, as of late, moving apartments. But that will be done soon. There won't be Coffee Watch this Saturday morning at 6 a.m. Pacific because I have to go to my old apartment and clean it and throw away all the things I don't want. So that's a day.
No, don't clean, play games. Yeah.
Yeah.
I wish. But I really do need to cut ties with my old place and landlord because I hate it. And so that means cleaning it and never going back again, which I need to do this weekend. But Coffee
When you
Watch,
go, will you use the Overwatch phrases of your character when you destroy the relationship and
nerf this.
you and the apartment? Yeah.
Landlord's like, and I'm just like, winky face, winky face. It's like, could you speak English? And I'm like, LOL.
Oh my god.
But
Keep it
yeah,
up.
so next weekend you can catch me over at twitch.tv/TristaRay playing Overwatch, mostly being a huge asshole as Diva, because that's what I like to do. But not this weekend. But I might stream Thursday or Friday night. Follow me at Tris_CHI, where I will let you know if I can sneak any streaming in the evenings for the rest of this week. And I have a Q&A over at Reddit for you where you can tell me
Woohoo!
how nice I am / how I am a total heifer for almost killing the party. And that's it for me. Rob, any last outros?
Yes, so Misscliks stuff. There will not be an Eye on the Storm tomorrow. They'll be returning, I think, come July. They will be back with a vengeance for Eye on the Storm. Table Flippin' is off this week. They'll be back next week, I believe. And although Naja may not be streaming Saturday morning, I believe she's going to be hanging out in the Misscliks channel Saturday afternoon because it's going to be a charity stream this Saturday, of which the details will be on Twitter very, very soon. This Saturday, we're going to have a 12-hour charity stream that's going to have some of your favorite streamers that you know from across Twitch. The details of which, as I said, will come out very, very soon. You can keep an eye on the Misscliks Twitter for all of that. So make sure this Saturday is free, so you can come hang out with us. And if you're able to, and have the availability to do so, donate to this awesome charity that we're going to be working with, which we'll have more information on.
Be there. Be there. Be there.
Yes, Tia will be one of the streamers.
Yay!
And Naja and I will be hanging out in chat. And
I'll come hang for a while.
yeah, and there'll be some really great streamers that you're probably already following. But they'll be here playing Overwatch and Heroes of the Storm on the Misscliks channel. We're going to have something down below the stream that's going to make it super duper easy if you feel so inclined to donate to the wonderful charity that we're going to be working with. So make sure you're checking Twitter on the daily for more information about that. And we will see you on Saturday here at twitch.tv/Misscliks. And we thank you very, very much for tuning in and hanging out with us
And if
today.
anyone is in the SF area, happy Pride, babies.
That
Yeah,
too?
happy
So much fun.
Pride.
Woo!
Mhm.
Yeah, I might do some Pride on Saturday and then come to the chat.
Sweet. Yeah, I think it's going to start at 12 like noon Pacific is when it's going to start. So get all your chores done in the morning and come hang out with us here at noon Pacific on Saturday. And again, keep an eye on Twitter for details and whatnot of who's going to be streaming.
You'll actually get to see what it's like when I'm a nice person and not Calithra.
That depends on how the games go, I think.
But no, it's gonna be all sunshine and butterflies. Okay, you're gonna see a happy
No.
side of me.
No salt. No, she's gonna get rid of all the salt before the stream.
Yes, the great salt dumping.
Yeah. Cool. All right, awesome. Thanks again. Thanks again so much, guys.
See you next week.
We will
or
see you.
Saturday,
We'll
or
see you on
next-
Saturday and then also next Wednesday. Y'all have a good night. Bye.
Guys, thanks for watching.
Bye.